Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you will be updated on all my future content. So this is another video on 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication, but it's going to be focused on a different method. It's going to be focused on solving for the answer using what's called the Lattice method. So I'm going to go through step by step how to solve these types of problems using that method. And whichever method you like better, that's what I recommend you use. All right, so we have 742 times 35. I have drawn up the model for each of the digits and the two different numbers we're multiplying. Each square is going to have a different multiplication product. Our answer, there's going to be a different answer in each square, but within our answer, we have a triangle for each digit. So 2 times 3 equals 6. The answer to that multiplication problem is going to go in this square, and each triangle is a separate digit. So we're going to have a 0 in the first triangle and then a 6 in the second triangle. 2 times 5 equals 10. The answer to that is going to go in this square. Now 10 has a 1 and a 0 in it, so the 1 in 10 goes in this triangle, the 0 goes in this triangle. Next, 4 times 3, the answer to 4 times 3 is going to go in this square. 4 times 3 equals 12, so the 1 and 12 goes in the top triangle, the 2 goes in the bottom triangle. 4 times 5, the answer to 4 times 5 goes in this square. 4 times 5 equals 20. So the 2 and 20 goes in the top triangle, the 0 goes in the bottom. 7 times 3 equals 21. The answer to 7 times 3 goes in this square. And each digit goes in a different triangle. 7 times 5 equals 35. The answer to that multiplication problem goes in this square. So we have a 3 and a 5. Next, we have to add all the numbers that are inside the square together, and we're going to add them going along these different diagonal lines. So along this diagonal line, we only have one number that's in the square, and it's 0, so we're going to put a 0 down here. In between these two diagonal lines, we're adding up these three numbers. 6 plus 1 equals 7, plus 0 equals 7. 0 plus 2 equals 2. Plus 2 equals 4, plus 5 equals 9. 1 plus 1 equals 2, plus 3 equals 5. And then along this diagonal line, there's only one number inside the square, there's a 2. Now looking at the numbers that are now on the outside of the square, we're going to read the number from left to right to get our final answer. We have a 2 in the 10,000s place, a 5 in the thousands place, a 9 in the hundreds place, a 7 in the tens place, and a 0 in the ones place. So our final answer is 25,970. 742 times 35 equals 25,970. All right, now I'm going to do one more example problem, and then we're going to call it a video. So for the second one, you're actually going to get to see how I make the model. All right, 827 times 54. So when we make this model for the Lattice method, since we're doing 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication, we're going to have 3 boxes in each row. We're going to have 2 rows. Each digit gets a separate box. I'm going to make that a little neater. Let me make that a little neater. Next, I'm going to draw a triangle going across each square. And now we multiply. 7 times 5 equals 35. So we have a 3 and a 5 there. 7 times 4 equals 28. 2 and 8. 2 times 5. Answer to 2 times 5 goes in this square. 2 times 5 equals 10, so we're going to put a 1 and a 0. 2 times 4, the answer to 2 times 4 goes in this square here, so we're going to put a 0 and an 8. 8 times 5 equals 40. The answer to that goes in this square, so we're going to put a 4 and a 0. And 8 times 4 equals 32. The answer to that goes in this square. We're going to put a 3 and a 2. Now we're going to add our numbers together. Going along the diagonal lines, along this diagonal line, the only number inside the square is 8. So we're going to put an 8 here. And between these two diagonal lines, the numbers inside the square are 5, 2, and 8. So 5 plus 2 equals 7, plus 8 equals 15. We will need to regroup. So we're going to put a 5 here. And then we're going to carry the 1 over. 1 plus 3 equals 4, plus 0 still equals 4, plus 0 still equals 4, plus 2 equals 6. 1 plus 0 equals 1, plus 3 equals 4. And then along this diagonal line, the only number inside the square is 4, so that's what we're going to put up here. Now we're going to read the number from left to right. We have 44,658. 827 times 54 equals 44,658. All right, that is my video for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video, and if there is another area of math or reading that you're having difficulty with, put that in the comments, and I will do a future video on that skill. Have a great rest of the day, and God bless.